Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking everything that you want to know about twin flame sex. Watch this video. Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here today. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna adjust my camera here so I'm a little bit more comfy. So today we are diving into a topic that I'm super excited to share with you, something that I've thought about making for a long time. And I have made various aspects of this video, but this video is all about twin flame sex and everything that you want to know. So first off, I want to start this video by saying I don't feel like there's a lot of representation of the full spectrum when it comes to twin flame sex. I feel like there's a lot of videos talking about how otherworldly and life-changing and magnetic and incredible the connection is, right? When you meet this other half of your soul. But that's not the full story, okay? So as with all twin flame things, there's the light and there's the dark. And we have to be willing to look at both. Because I think what's going on here for a lot of people is there's a collective shadow in the twin flame journey, which is what's wrong with me, right? I'm watching all these videos, I'm seeing all these twin flame people talk about this amazing thing or this aspect, but yet I'm experiencing something completely different. Why? Okay, and so we're going to dive into that today. We're going to dive into the complete light aspects of twin flame sex, and we're going to dive into the darkest aspects of twin flame sex. And keep in mind, you guys, this video is always, all my videos are always made from my personal experience and my perspective. So know that when I speak on these topics, it's because I've actually gone through them. But also, my information is not the end-all be-all of twin flame information, okay? You have to find what resonates with you. And if what I'm talking about resonates with you, then it's likely because you're on a similar journey, you're healing similar wounds, or you're on a similar trajectory in your twin flame dynamic. So just keep that in mind. Second off, as you can hear, I've got a little bit of allergies. I'm getting over a cold. So just know if my voice kind of changes a little bit, that's why. But yet, we're here making a video, we're here for it, and I'm super excited. Before we get into the video, be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell so you're notified every time we come out with a new video. And if you're looking for more support, you can check the links down below. You can work with me one-on-one, or you can get on the wait list for our next round of twin flame group coaching. We are in our first round right now, and you guys, it has been incredible. I feel so blessed every time I get on our group personal chat thread and see the breakthroughs and the transformations that are happening. And then we get on group calls and we have these mind-blowing conversations, like diving into the deepest aspects of twin flames that I've even ever dove into. And I get to do that with my twin flame by my side. So it's just been incredible. So if you want to be in a group of aligned twins working on the same wounds, healing the same path and the same trajectory as you, apply down below and we'll review your application. Our next round will be launching in March 2025. So if 2025 is feeling like your year, the year for the twin flame, get on the list and we will review your application. But today, let's get into this video. I'm super excited to talk about this. And so twin flame sex, okay? This ranges, as we all know, twin flames are dynamic. So twin flame sex is also dynamic. It spans such a wide range of emotions, of energy, of connection, of everything. So I want to first talk about the potential of twin flame sex, okay? The potential of twin flame sex, and many twin flames will experience this maybe the first time or the second time, or, in their initial sexual encounter with their twin. And the reason why is because sex is a powerful force, right? It is our life force. So sex allows us to move energy. It shows us what other things are possible, right? And it's an incredible motivating factor. So if you have sex with somebody and it's absolutely amazing, it's going to make you want to explore the connection further, right? So that's why a lot of times when you first have sex with your twin flame and you first experience this mind-blowing connection with somebody, you are open to a whole new dynamic of what connection looks like. And so for a lot of us, it's getting crazy downloads, like experiencing information flooding into the body or sensations flooding into the body, past life memories coming in. You can go to different dimensions. Now, this is not limited to only twin flame sex. If you're a person that's spiritual and you're on a spiritual path, you can experiment with sex in that way also and find these different dimensions and these portals, right? So portals to other places, other dimensions, other times, other spaces. That's possible with twin flame sex. Then also there's the manifestation aspect, right? If you haven't heard of manifesting through pleasure, right? In even just personal self-pleasure. When you get two people together and you're both trying to manifest the same thing, that manifestation, that intention is amplified. And so I highly recommend, if you are two twin flames, you are together and you are trying to manifest something, you're trying to bring something into the world, sex is an incredible place to do that. Okay, so also talking about twin flame sex is the fact that it has an incredible healing capacity. Now, the first few times I had sex with my twin flame, I would cry afterwards. And this still happens. When I have things within me that need to be released, sex is one of those things that just somehow with my twin, I think it's because of the safety, it just brings everything up to the surface. And I'm able to finally release. And so when twin flames come together in a pure sexual relationship, there is something incredibly beautiful and healing that happens not only for those two twin flames, but for the entire twin flame collective. So this brings me to the healing that occurs during sex, brings me to the darker aspect. So we want to look at the dark aspect of twin flame sex, not as bad, okay? Because there's no bad part about it. But the healing that happens gives way to a lot of other dynamics that may come up for you during twin flame sex. So you might be wondering, and you might have found this video because you're wondering this, but what happens if my sex turns bad, right? Or the connection's not there anymore, or we feel awkward together, or I'm not getting the pleasure I want to receive, or, what happens when that amazing connection kind of goes away or fizzles, and why does it happen? So what's really important to keep in mind is that if you are dealing with your twin flame, right, and somehow the sexual connection goes away or becomes awkward or uncomfortable or something's going on, this is one of the key times that we will begin to doubt, is this really my twin flame? And the reason we start to doubt, is this my twin flame, is because of the fact that we think twin flame dynamics have to be magical and amazing all the time, right? And we especially think that when it comes to the sex. And so when we are looking at the twin flame dynamic, we have to realize that it's going to go through all of these phases that the relationship does, that our own healing does, as above, so below. So whatever it is that's coming up for you is also going to come up for your partner. And it's also going to come up during sex, okay? Because we're mirrors of each other and we're just experiencing reality together. So keeping in mind, if this has happened to you or is happening to you, you are not the only one that's experiencing this, okay? I guarantee there's a lot of other twin flames out there. In fact, comment below if you have experienced this or if you are experiencing this, and let me know, because this is a really important topic that I don't believe is talked about enough. So I will first share from my own experience with my twin flame, okay? So with my twin flame, I notice that I had a lot of beliefs around him, his capabilities, what I was worthy of receiving, fears that bubbled to the surface, beliefs surrounding men and my safety around men. So there was a point in our relationship where we still had incredible magnetism and incredible attraction. But every time we went to have sex, I would have this wall go up and I would feel so resistant to him, right? And so resistant to the fact that I would be like, oh, your breath stinks, or maybe you could go shave your face, or maybe you shouldn't have eaten that before we, have sex or be intimate. And I would make up all these excuses, excuse after excuse, okay? And I couldn't figure out why this was happening. I suddenly was like, why am I not really attracted to my twin flame when it comes to intimacy? And then I had all these fears bubbling up to the surface and realizing that I was trying to put blocks in between us, trying to put walls between us so that I didn't have to delve into this aspect of myself. I also had a lot of fears around losing control in front of him, right? And when you're with your twin flame, it's almost like there's nowhere to hide. And so because there's nowhere to hide, twin flame sex can be even more vulnerable than sex with anybody else you've ever met. So because of this, I felt so exposed, and I worried about judgment or feeling like I wasn't enough, or, even just comparison. I had a lot of comparison between my twin flame and my karmic, and I would compare the different types of sex, the different positions, or the different ways in which each person would go about it. And that's just the way my brain works. My brain tends to analyze and compare a lot. And that was really also putting a block between me and my twin flame. So what you notice might come up for you is your twin flame is going to mirror and amplify anything that's going on in that mind of yours. So even if you're in the moment of sex and you're thinking about something else, right, your mind goes away. And this is why for twin flames, a meditation practice is so important. Because when you meditate, you're able to train your focus, right? And get out of your own brain. And you're not as swayed by emotions, and you're not as swayed by thoughts. You're not following thought to thought to thought to thought. You're actually able to be a little bit more present with what's going on. So the same is true during sex, right? If your mind, I don't want to say is weak, but if your mind is not trained, it's going to float to different things during the entire time you're having sex, right? Unless you truly are able to get into your body and be present. So your twin flame is going to mirror and amplify that. Maybe they're going to do something wrong, or maybe they're going to be like, hey, what's up? Or maybe they're going to pick up on what's going on for you. And that's might be really uncomfortable. So you have to keep in mind that there are going to be things that come up during twin flame sex that cause you to question, am I doing the right thing right now? Am I with the right person? Am I okay? Am I going through this, right? And the best antidote to this that I have found is communication, okay? Because yes, while the twin flame dynamic is super psychic, when it comes to the wounds, we can oftentimes miss each other completely, right? Like they say, ships passing in the night. This is very true when it comes to twin flames, is we might be going through something completely different than our twin flame is going through. We both know something's off, right? We're not fully aligned. Something's off, but we can't quite put our finger on it because it's like puzzle pieces. This wound fits into this wound, and they're playing on each other. So when it comes to twin flames and sex and feeling like something's not quite right, we have to look at ourselves and our own wounds. Another thing that might come up for twin flames during sex, if they lose the connection or they can't find the connection anymore or something happens, is you have to look at your receiving and giving ratios. You might have one twin flame that wants to give a lot more than the other twin flame, or you might have one twin flame that's not willing to receive from the other twin flame. And in this case, this can lead to a lot of frustration. This can lead to a lot of anxiety. This can lead to a lot of feeling unmet by your partner. And this happens. This is common. And a lot of times twin flames think, oh, well, he should just be able to know. He should be able to read my body. It's my other half of my soul. But you have to keep in mind you are two different people. You might be the same soul, but you're two different humans. And so you still have to communicate when things are going wrong, or if your needs are not being met, or if you feel not satisfied. There's also something that will come up for twin flames, which is times of, celibacy, abstinence, or just separation in sex. So another big fear for people in relationship is if you're not having sex consistently, then your connection is going to fall apart. In twin flames, this will be tested. Not all, but many twin flames, this will be tested. And the reason why it will be tested is so that you can see the full spectrum of your connection. A lot of times, women or men, we were brought up to use sex as a control mechanism, right? Like, what's the first thing a woman does when she's mad at her boyfriend or husband? She stops and puts up a physical barrier. And I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but she'll put up a physical barrier. She doesn't want to kiss you. She doesn't want to hold your hand. She doesn't want to touch you. And that means sex is absolutely off the table. So we use physical intimacy as a control mechanism. And so this may also come up in your relationship. Me and my twin had probably 4 months. It was our longest span of not having any sex at all. And I had so much anxiety during that time because I was so worried that I wasn't doing my womanly duties, right? Or I wasn't showing up in our relationship the way I should show up. And granted, this was after I had had a baby, and this was also, when we were working together as new parents and trying to figure out things and not sleeping. But this was still a big turning point for me, and it actually took me letting go of that altogether and being like, if we never have sex again, it's okay, I'll still love him, right? And for some people, that is wild to think of life like that. But I actually had to let it go completely, or else I was just still replaying the same pattern over and over and over again, thinking, when should I show up for him like this? Is he going to be mad? Is he going to be angry that I'm not in the mood? And all these fears that come up from previous experiences or past lives or anything like that, generational traumas. You can believe that if some of that stuff is coming up for you and your twin flame in your regular relationship, it will absolutely also come up for you in your sexual relationship. So if this is what you're going through, you need more support, please check the links down below. I'd be happy to support you either in a one-on-one personal intensive session, or if you're looking for a mentorship program, you can check out how to work with me one-on-one or how to join our group Twin Flame Coaching Program. But I hope I covered everything that you needed to know. If you have any questions, please put them down below. I'm happy to answer any questions that might come up for you. I truly appreciate you being here for this video. And if you have any topics that you want me to talk on, please put it in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here today. Big love, Serena.